Hi everyone, Teddy Baldassarre with teddybaldassarre.com. In this video, we're looking at a watch from Hamilton with the Hamilton Khaki Field Mechanical with a white dial. So in this video and on this channel, we cover watches available for purchase on our website, teddybaldassarre.com, as a full authorized dealer. So in this video, deep dive into this timepiece, final points of consideration at the end, but also throughout this video, if you have further questions, check out the link in the description down below to the product page where you can learn more, purchase the watch, and book a time with one of our dedicated watch specialists as well. But guys, let's jump into the video, take a closer look at this watch. One of the more value-packed collections available from any Swiss watch brand is the Hamilton Khaki Field Collection, with its focused military-inspired models that offer authentic vintage reinterpretations, high-quality Swiss-made movements, and very competitive prices. Hamilton has also an important role in U.S. military history, which is one of the reasons why the Khaki collection is as successful as it is. In fact, during World War II, Hamilton ceased its production of commercial watches and exclusively developed watches for the United States military, providing and delivering over 1 million field watches for military personnel between the years of 1942 to 1945. Today we're looking at another member of the Hamilton Khaki Field Collection. We've looked at several on this channel. This one leaning into some more casual undertones and kind of deviating from the traditional black dial perspective of many field watches from Hamilton, with this Hamilton Khaki Field Mechanical coming with a white dial. As we take a look at the Hamilton Khaki Field Mechanical 38 on the wrist, let's run down the case measurements, starting with the diameter at 38 millimeters. With these elongated lugs, the lug-to-lug distance runs at around 47 millimeters, and the case height sits at just 9.1 millimeters without the NATO strap beneath it, which adds another 2.5 millimeters to the height when it's worn. In general, it wears a little larger than 38, closer to that of a 39 millimeter to 40 millimeter range, and is still very wearable regardless of this being a fact. Even with the longer lugs, small-wristed individuals around 15.25 centimeters or 6 inches in the range shouldn't be scared away from the larger than perceived wearing experience here. The case has a bead blasted finish. Edges are sharp and transitions between the surfaces are crisp and well-defined, with utilitarian touches such as drilled lugs that give this model its iconic aesthetic. At the typical 3 o'clock location, we have an oversized and signed push-pull crown to operate the movement. As the H50 caliber is a manual winding movement only, you will have to turn the crown in the first position to hand wind the movement, and adjusting the time is done in the only other outward position. The stem and crown lacks any intermediate position since there is no date to adjust, and features a hacking seconds function to help with setting precise time. When the crown is secured to the first position against the case, the water resistance of this piece is 50 meters, which is enough for protection from splashing, rain, and even shallow submersion, but not suitable for serious water activities, and could be a main point of consideration when you're looking at the Khaki Field Mechanical collection compared to the automatics. Installed between the 20 millimeter lugs is a tan calfskin NATO strap with a complementary brown stitching near the keepers. The top side is soft and has almost a nubuck appearance and feel. The strap is untapered and features a rugged 20 millimeter stainless steel pin buckle signed across the front side with the Hamilton logo. The leather NATO is relatively thin, so they did a nice job in not adding too much to the thickness when having it on the wrist. With the even size lug width of 20 millimeters, you can make this model your own by swapping out different straps, and considering the stark white dial, there is a lot of potential for versatility here. Turning our attention to the dial, we are first met with a convex sapphire crystal through which we can find that iconic and signature white dial surface in the field watch orientation. So this is a commonly used dial design in various formats. However, Hamilton is the company that really popularized it, not just for their reissued contemporary collection, but with their original military issued timepieces. The dial is a stark white and provides the perfect background for the contrasting glossy black print found nearly everywhere for excellent legibility, as was the original intended purpose. Starting along the outer edge of the dial, we have a minute track highlighted by triangular faux patina superluminova plots that pop off the dial, giving the dial an aged appearance. Matching superluminova is found inside the syringe-style hour and minute hands, as well as the triangular tip of the sweeping second hand, further adding to the vintage aesthetic. Glowing in an intense and consistent green when charged, the lume is adequate, but perhaps not as good as some other brands such as Seiko, yet is still going to probably do the job for you. Bold Arabic numerals mark off the hours with military personnel in mind. There is a smaller 24-hour scale printed just inside those large hour markers. Dial text is limited to just the Hamilton Hamilton logo, which occupies the top half of the dial in the space between the hour scale and the handset. Overall, the dial is simply designed based on those original field watch aesthetics that emphasize legibility and reliability over anything else, and Hamilton continues to execute that design language at a high level. One other point that I'll mention when looking at this white dial, comparing it to some other dials from Hamilton, primarily the black dial surfaces, those are going to be a bit more difficult to read with some reflections and glare. Now, it's not so much of a hindrance to legibility, but I do notice that with the black dial and the doming of this crystal and any of the treatment that is being provided to it, it is going to potentially be more susceptible to glare than this version. The white dial, I find, is better at breaking down some of those reflections. So if this is something that's important to you, you care about a photogenic type of watch, this might be another point of consideration. Now, turning this watch over to reveal the solid screw-down case back with a simply embossed Hamilton logo at the center. Beneath the case sits the impressive hand-winding Hamilton H50 movement based on the ETA 28012. So the 850 movement's signature feature is an extended power reserve of 80 hours that is achieved by modifying the base caliber, that ETA 28012, by reworking the gear train and mainspring while also slowing the beat rate of the balance assembly down from 4 Hz, 28,800 vibrations per hour, to a slower 3 Hz or 21,600 vibrations per hour. Considering the original hand-winding movements of early military field watches, Hamilton's decision to use their own modern manual movement here and pair it with the oversized crown highlights Hamilton's commitment to the vintage authenticity they're pursuing with this collection, and specifically this model family. Of course, the features of the movement are straightforward. You will have obvious hand-winding capabilities as well as hacking seconds when pulling the crown to the farthest position, which historically plays an important role in aiding military personnel in syncing their watches to accurately time their missions and operations. In regards to accuracy, we've had the opportunity to time quite a few of these Khaki field models, both automatic and manual winding, and they perform consistently well, testing within single-digit daily tolerances a lot of the time from the accuracy standpoint. In terms of a quick breakdown of the movement itself, 21,600 vibrations per hour for the beat rate, 3 Hz, hacking and hand-winding features here again, so hacking stopping the second hand when you pull the crown to the farthest position, and a power reserve of 80 hours. All right, so now to unpack looking at the Hamilton Khaki Field mechanical 38mm with a white dial. So we've looked at essentially every model within this family, specifically looking at the Hamilton Khaki Field mechanical collection with the hand-winding movements. And I have to say, for $500, you simply really can't get a better field watch. It's just as simple as that. In terms of where this model separates and also maybe some points of consideration from the negative side of things, the lume could certainly be better. So if you're looking for something that's going to shine with the greatest incandescence, this might be an issue here for you. It's adequate, but certainly not going to be the best attribute going for this watch. Also, 50 meters of water resistance might just simply not be enough for people. If that is the case, I would definitely recommend looking at the automatic versions, which are going to feature 100 meters of water resistance. But apart from that, if you look at the design, the thickness of the case, the wearability, although longer on the lug, still is going to wear well on a wide variety of wrists, and also factoring in the heritage and what this watch is really representing within the range, as well as just for Hamilton in general, I just think you can't get much better than this watch. Now, the white dial is going to have a more of a modern appearance and going away from the traditional field watch formula, which is going to have a black canvas for the central dial and then contrasting with some white printed markers. And I think it looks fantastic, despite it maybe not being as pure to the original designs as some other models within the collection. So whether you're looking for your first Swiss watch, a field watch at a nice price range, I think this watch is a no-brainer to take a look at. All right, guys, well, thank you again so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. That really does help out the channel. Really would appreciate that as well. But also, if you're in the market for this watch, it is available on TeddyBaldassarre.com. TeddyBaldassarre.com is a full authorized dealer of all the brands that we carry. Quick and fast fulfillment, dedicated customer support. Also offer a full factory warranty for all the products that we offer to give you a lot of peace of mind. In addition, we also offer price matching. So if you see one of our watches for cheaper at another authorized dealer, just fill out the form and we'll get in touch with you. And finally, all this content that we create here helps fund our future productions here on this channel, as well as on our main channel, trying to foster up a new generation of watch enthusiasts in the process. But guys, thank you again so much for watching. Be well, and I will see you all very soon.